Portions of the following program may have been pre-recorded.
The following program's views, claims, or ideas may not reflect those of WSRR Radio or StylesRebelRadio.com.
In the Steel City, where the rivers align, Lucas and Dom crossing the battle line. Weekday mornings, it's a sportscast scene behind enemy lines in the heart of the dream. Every play discussed, every game analyzed. Cleveland's pride seen through Pittsburgh eyes. Behind enemy lines, where the passion ignites. Cleveland and Pittsburgh battling in sights. Lucas and Dom rise with the sun. Every morning at 10, let the games be fun. Tune into the waves, feel the thrill unfold. Behind enemy lines, stories to be told.
All right, welcome back to another exciting episode of Behind Enemy Lines right here on WSRR Radio. We are into December, which means that if you are tuning into this station, you might hear some Christmas music now. Thanksgiving is over. We are officially in the Christmas season.
Oh,
You're
nice.
hearing this on December 5th at 10 o'clock in the morning, your Friday drive to survive on your way into work. I'm Luke Strazio, joined as always by Dom Farrow on your Cleveland Sports Talk show from Pittsburgh.
Are you getting into the holiday spirit, Lucas? Has it hit yet?
It's up and down. See, Tuesday we had some heavy snowfall here in Pittsburgh.
That helped.
On Thanksgiving, there was some heavy snowfall in Cleveland. I did some sledding on Friday, the day after of Thanksgiving. So
That's
that
always nice.
Yeah, that got me in a little bit.
You get your snow pants on, or you just go with like jeans?
I went with a couple of pairs of sweatpants. Actually,
Okay.
just one pair of sweatpants. We weren't out there super long,
Uh-huh.
but if I go skiing, I'll get the snow pants
For
on.
sure.
But just a couple of pairs of sweatpants. The sledding definitely helped. Walking through the snow with the dog helped a little bit, but now it's kind of melted.
Yeah.
I don't know. Things are feeling a little strange, but
Yeah.
with age, the Christmas season definitely dies down a bit.
Oh, certainly. Like this Thanksgiving, I mean, it came and went. It's just like another Thanksgiving down. I feel like it won't mean as much until maybe I have like kids of my own.
I was gonna say until you have your own family and you restart your own
Yeah.
stuff, it's kind of
And I
feels
wasn't
dead.
too impressed with the Thanksgiving food, but that's going way back too far. But anyways, Christmas, the music always helps. Right
Yeah.
now, I'm not super like feeling it. Give it another week or two, maybe another snowstorm, I'll be feeling it. Last night,
I will say when it was snowing here on Tuesday, not to cut you off, but I was walking the dog and all day to myself, I was humming and singing to myself, little "Walking in a Winter
Yeah.
Wonderland."
I'll
No,
I'll
that
sing
got me
random
going.
ones. When it was snowing, I was singing random ones in my
Yeah.
head. I can't think. It'll come to me. It just happens in the moment. But anyways, last night was watching some Jeopardy. Then afterwards, I saw.
Really?
I love Jeopardy. It's
Yeah.
become one of my favorite things now. If I'm not busy at 7:30, I'm tapped in.
All right,
But yeah, I'm becoming a boomer.
it's just because you love Rogers so much, and he's a Jeopardy man.
I've always liked Jeopardy, but lately though, now that like I've learned,
Yeah,
I've
now
been
you
reading a
know-
lot
now
of
you know some of the
Wikipedia,
stuff,
like,
yeah.
So I'm trying to like maybe be on it one day.
Okay,
like,
go
30, 40 years. But anyways, went from one boomer program, Jeopardy, to the following one. At 8 p.m. was the Rockefeller like Christmas lighting, and I was like, all right, let's see, maybe we'll hear some songs. They just start like making up Christmas songs. It's like things you've never heard before. It's not Frosty and the Snowman. It's not Santa
Frosty
Claus is
and
coming.
the Snowman. Frosty the Snowman.
Yeah.
You said
And the-
Frosty and the.
Did I
That's
say
what you
that?
said. Yeah.
Didn't mean that.
Go on. What were they singing?
Well, they did sing Feliz Navidad, which I like. That's a great one. But then they were just singing like made up ones, where it'd be like I've never heard that song in my life.
You wanna
There,
pause?
Gwen Stefani was singing about hot cocoa, not the one from Polar Express.
Not the hot chocolate song.
Yeah,
from
she
Polar
just
Express.
made up stuff. But anyways, it got me to thinking. I said to my girlfriend, I was like, when we're 80 years old, will this still be a program on TV? Because I can't think of anyone like our age who genuinely would like seek out to watch.
Well, what
this.
were you watching that on?
NBC.
Like on NBC actually, or like on Peacock?
On NBC.
See, that's the thing is like cable's going to be dead in like when we're 80 probably. So like
Yeah.
it's all going to be on streaming services. Maybe, I'm sure
But
they'll
people
have
stream
it
that.
on Peacock, but like how many people are really going to watch it?
Exactly. And it kind of like made me like sad
Yeah.
because like
Because
uh,
traditional media is just slowly dying.
Well,
That's
just
why
like
you have to
the-
stick with an independent local
yeah, exactly.
artistry
That's what you got tapping
like
us 'cause we're
WSR
keeping
radio.
traditions alive.
That's right.
But not like the traditional media, more like just the tradition of Christmas.
Yeah.
Everyone gathering around, some Christmas carols, lighting the tree. Used to be a big thing, lighting that tree, and now it's like I don't know anyone who can care less unless you're over the age of 65.
Yeah. It is sad. It is a little bit sad. This Christmas spirit is dying, if
Yeah.
you will.
So
if
we
you
need
watch
to watch
Elf,
Elf.
that's why, yeah.
That's right.
That's why Santa's sleigh can't take off.
That's right. And then they sing loud for all to hear.
That's right.
That's
Christmas
one of my favorite
cheer.
movies.
What do they say? The
Christmas
best
cheer.
way to spread Christmas cheer, singing loud for all to hear.
That's one of the best ones.
So if you guys are listening to this, sing
Sing
loud
loud.
to some Christmas music right here on WSR radio
Sing loud and proud.
for all to hear.
Unlike the Steelers fans this past weekend.
That's right. So me and Dom attended the Steelers and Bills game at Acrisure Stadium this weekend. The Bills with another win, the Steelers with another loss. Aaron Rodgers came out with the club on the left hand, finished the game with some nose tape on. I don't know if you saw those
Looked rough.
pictures.
Looked like
Um,
SpongeBob.
He did.
The suds.
Oh, he looked like he had the
Yeah,
suds.
he looked rough.
I like that comparison. He didn't look great though in this one. The offense didn't look great. They didn't really push the ball downfield. And this is the first. No, I shouldn't say that. This is the second Steelers game I've ever been to at Acrisure Stadium. The first I was cheering for the Browns. This one, it was the first one I've gone to that. This is actually the first NFL game where I've seen two teams playing that weren't the Browns.
Yeah.
First regular season NFL game. And it was interesting to see the feeling in the stadium as you are someone who goes to every home game through a work thing.
Yeah.
And you get to see and feel the energy a lot. And you said it felt a lot different this game. And of course, they're playing the Bills. Very good team.
Yeah.
Josh Allen, MVP caliber player. They have a good offense, good defense, well-run franchise for sure. But you felt like some of the wheels were coming off with the Steeler fans, right?
Well, I mean, I felt like a little bit of energy beforehand. Like
Yeah.
I said to you, I was like, if the Steelers can keep this competitive, if the defense is like locked in, this crowd will be into it in the second half.
It very well could have been a game that stayed close and the Steelers found a way to win.
Yeah.
It felt like going into it, that could have been something that happened. Like that's not completely off the table.
Yeah. And I mean, at the end of the half, it was 7-3. And then
Mhm.
the first play of the second half, Rodgers gets sacked. He fumbles it. Bills scoop and score. And that kind of just, it shifted all the momentum in the
Yeah.
stadium and it sucked all the energy out. And from that point on, like, you could probably agree, like, on third downs, the crowd really wasn't into it.
No.
Like, there was not much energy from the crowd in the second half.
Which shocked me because there were so many times where like you and other Steeler fans around us, like this just shows their high expectations for the team. Like they were like, oh man, like whatever, we suck, it's over type of feeling. And I was like, TJ Watt at any point could come around, get a strip sack, they score on it, or Alex Highsmith. Like that's just something that happens for the Steelers a lot, and no one seemed to be like willing them on for that to happen almost.
Yeah, there was a lot of negative energy. I think I was a little more optimistic than other Steelers fans. We had some rowdy people around us. We had this one guy in the first quarter who was fired up, really cheering on the crowd. Every play, he was like, all right, let's go Rodgers. Let's go Calvin Austin.
yeah.
Let's go Jonnu Smith. And then on a third and like,
start of the game, this guy was number one Yinzer
yeah,
in warm-ups, yelling at people, let's go. He's wearing the Steelers shiesty, sitting there with his
Rock.
girlfriend, a
poor girlfriend.
couple of rows or a section away from us and a couple rows back. And
He was loud.
every single person, let's go Rodgers, let's go Steelers.
He was calling it out, too.
First, he was calling out individual players. Let's go Fryermuth, Jonnu Smith, Calvin Austin. Then it was just a general call out to the city. Let's go Pittsburgh. Let's do something here. And yeah, by the end of the first quarter, he had given up already pretty much.
Yeah, it was like a third down, and Rodgers threw one on the right side of the sideline to Roman Wilson, and it overthrew him by like 10 yards. And the first thing he said was, "Oh, Rodgers sucked."
Yeah.
At that point, you knew he was tapped out for
That
this
quickly.
game.
Didn't even make it through the first quarter.
Yeah, and he was one of the first people who kind of like had turned on the team, but by the second half, almost all of the Steelers fans had turned on them. And by the fourth quarter, it got really ugly. Early in the fourth quarter, while the Steelers were down 23-7.
Yeah, I think it was
believe
23-7. 16
The-
points.
The screen goes black, which is the cue
that
for
right?
all Steelers fans that Renegade is about to be played. And before they can even hit the music, Steelers fans start booing. It's the first time in my life.
And if you don't know anything about Steelers football, like Renegade is like the rallying cry. Like when they put sticks on, like something. One, the whole crowd gets into it. Two, historically, a lot of like big plays happen after that, right? Defensively.
there have been like some studies that show like usually, I mean, proportionally, there's been more turnovers after Renegade's been played. But the Renegade luck has just been ran dry in the last few years. And then at this point, when you're down by so much and you know that there's absolutely zero chance you're beating this team at this point in the game, why even play it? I think it was a bad choice on the Steelers' part to play it.
Well, do they not? Do they ever not play it? I feel like they have to play it, right?
They've been very
Like that's part of
very-
their show. Like they play Renegade. You
For
come
sure.
to the Steelers game to hear Renegade and see the terrible
Yeah.
towels get waved. No,
I mean, there's probably been one or two times where they haven't played Renegade where I've been there.
Where
It's
they've been
because
getting
they're
blown
losing
out that
so
bad?
I think it was week 1 of 2 seasons ago when they played the 49ers. They lost
Uh-huh.
like 35-7.
I remember that one. Yeah,
It was just a butt whooping from start to finish. It's like, all right, let's not play it because what's the point? Like if we get a turnover here, we're still down by 3 possessions. In this one, even though you're down by 2 possessions, you just knew. Everyone in the stadium knew. Like this is the Bills. This is the team we've been seeing all year. So they boo Renegade. I've never seen that happen. I've seen people maybe not wave their towel for Renegade. But you have enough dumb Steelers fans. Maybe not dumb. Maybe people who just only go to one game a year and they're looking forward to Renegade all year. They want to participate in this. So you usually get people, even if it's bad, they're going to get hyped. They're going to take videos. They're going to scream and wave their towel. But for this one, I didn't really see anybody doing that. And then a few minutes later, I think they scored a field goal in that possession. Then the Steelers get the ball back. They go 3 and out, I believe. And then the Fire Tomlin chants start. And that's when it really felt like rock bottom. Because there have been fans who have chanted Fire Tomlin before. You'll hear like a few like idiots from the upper section yelling it out. But this time it felt like all around the stadium, upper level, lower level, not everyone was chanting it, but a good enough amount where everyone on the field could hear.
yeah, it was
saying that.
noticeable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely. I don't think there was anyone in the stadium who didn't hear the Fire Tomlin chants.
Including Tomlin.
Yeah,
He addressed it in his press conference on Tuesday.
what did he say? I actually didn't see that.
He was like, I get it. Like, we're in the business of entertainment, and when the offense isn't working, it's not entertaining. So I understand where they're coming from. I think he handled it well. He didn't have to respond to that, but he did. Listen, I'm a Tomlin guy. I always will be. And I'm like on the fence about whether it would be good to move on from him. Like I could see it both sides. But the thing for me right now is that you're talking all this crap on Tomlin. You're talking all this crap on the players. But for some reason, the general manager, Omar Khan, is somehow slipping through this unscathed. He's made a lot of really, really questionable decisions since he's taken over. I do think he's had good drafts. But as far as like the offseason moves, they've put us in a position where we're at, and it's not good.
Well, he made some big moves this week. They signed Adam Thielen.
Yeah, yippee.
Huge
Some guy-
signing, right?
Some guy tweeted, he's actually a Penguins beat reporter, but he tweeted, Tomlin's going to say something like, we need spoons to eat soup, not forks, and then sign a Pro Bowler from 2018. And that's exactly what happened. It was before they signed Thielen, and it happened. They also cut Darius Slay, who then the Bills claimed on Thursday. And now Slay apparently is unsure if he wants to continue playing. It will not be reporting to Buffalo, according to Adam Schefter. I think he
Ooh.
wants to get to Philly one way or another.
He wants to get back to Philly and
I
just
think.
he wants to ride the bench to another ring.
That's my theory. But Darius Slay, he was a non-factor for the Steelers. I think they promote Asante Samuel Jr. to their active roster.
They did, yes.
they're trying to like figure out stuff, which I
Which there's a lot to figure out.
respect, I guess, because you're in a position where you can still make the playoffs. You can make the playoffs with a losing record this year. That's how bad the division is. This week against the Ravens is going to be massive, but they're still in the hunt. So I guess still making these moves, still staying competitive is promising in some way.
Last thing on the Steelers game, I just think it's so like I want to go into the mind of someone who does
Greg Jennings.
I want to go into the mind of a Greg Jennings. I want to go into the mind of the Steelers shiesty wearing fan who is, I mean, he's in the lower bowl. He's decently close, but like what do you really think you're gaining out of like yelling out like let's go Rodgers and like it's not just let's go Rodgers, like he's like barking out commands like hopefully like
Throw
let's
it to
hit
this
Calvin
guy.
Austin in the slot here for a touchdown.
Yeah, like he thinks Rodgers.
They're
can
on
hear
their
that
own 30. Yeah, like do you think he can hear
from
you?
80 yards
Do
away.
you like I feel like there are some people who like are, no offense to some people, but like they're dumb enough to where they think like I'm this close to the field, I can have an impact on this game.
For sure.
And this will be my aim. Like
Well-
something about me telling Jalen Warren that he's the best in the league or something from 50 yards away in a stadium packed of 60,000 people or more is
probably
like going to impact the game.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
I love-
Now, to be fair, I was heckling Keon Coleman pregame right in front of us for missing his practices.
That's right.
And
But he
then
was
he
a
scored
little
a
closer
touchdown.
and he was the only one on the field.
So I think there was like a little bit of heckling, but in my head, I was like, it's not good. I just kind of wanted to.
You were also doing it a little ironically.
Yeah, for
I feel like you were doing it for my entertainment.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like if
which I
Emily was there, I
appreciate.
probably wouldn't have done
Yeah.
that. My girlfriend.
Like,
But,
yeah. Like this guy was doing it with just his like him sitting next to his girlfriend. And
Yeah.
No one else. No, like
and he genuinely thought he was impacting
Yes.
the game.
they at one point we were like sitting behind the end zone. At one point they were on the opposite 20-yard line. So
Yeah.
like from the field they're 80 yards away, and then he was probably another 50 yards up from the goal line.
Yeah.
You know, if not more.
Yeah.
He's yelling something like let's get a fumble here, like yelling out, barking at specific players. It's like,
Yeah.
buddy, you know there's a 0.0% chance that anyone on the field right now can hear you.
The thing about like, if you're just making like random noise on offense, that kind of drives me nuts. On defense, if you want to do that, that doesn't bother me because I think any noise, you know, it adds up. If everyone's into it, just one person, maybe it amplifies noise in the stadium. So I
Yeah.
don't know. I like seeing fans involved compared to fans who just sit on their butts
No,
and don't say anything.
I understand like cheering and like, you know, maybe making a little noise, but like
specific instructions.
when it's specific, it's like, what are you getting out of that? What is the goal here?
My theory is that those people want the people around them to think that they know.
That's
ball.
another, it's performative.
Yeah.
It's
That's really
performative
what it
to where
is,
they're
I think.
like, I know that Calvin Austin's in the slot right
Uh-huh.
there and he's fast. So
Yeah.
I'm going to call out that he should score a
Like,
touchdown.
I'm gonna
here.
look so smart here.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't understand. Like,
And by the end of the game,
do you think anyone has ever been like, that guy over there is pretty smart? maybe that guy should be in the Steelers sideline. Like,
anyone who is that loud, their opinion is already like irrelevant.
yeah.
If you're that obnoxious and loud, I don't care what you have to say about anything. But by the end of the game, the people behind us were so mad too.
Yeah.
They were like, God, his girlfriend must hate him.
Yep.
And I was thinking the exact same thing. So just be a good person at these games. Be nice. Don't be loud when the team's on offense.
The mindset of a fan at the game is just hilarious. Like, I sent a picture to my fiance who was with her family of where our seats were, and they're like, oh, you're pretty close. And like, her nephew is a huge Steelers fan. He's 9 years old. And he's like, get me an autograph. And like, I like thought of it and I was like, in his kid brain, he's so close in proximity to these players who I'm watching on TV. Like, there has to be a way where he can get an autograph. And
Yeah.
I almost feel like this fan who's yelling at the players and stuff, like, kind of has the same mindset as my 9-year-old nephew.
Yeah.
So like, where he's like, there has to be a way where like, I can almost touch them. I could see if I could throw something at them and hit them.
Yeah.
So like, now I have a personal relationship with it almost. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there has to be some way I can make an impact.
Like maybe if they hear me, like maybe they'll
yes,
make me be like their mascot.
it'll
pretty
change
much.
their mindset
Yeah.
enough to where they'll play better
And
or
that's
something
a great way
like
to
that.
put it. Because like when I was going to Steelers games with my dad when I was like 13, I thought like if I yelled as loud as I could,
Yeah.
maybe this will help the Steelers stop them on third down.
Uh-huh.
I genuinely thought that, and I'd leave the game like not being able to speak for the next week.
If I wave my terrible towel enough
Yeah.
and they see that everyone's waving their terrible towels, they'll be spurred on to victory.
Yeah. And part of me part of me doesn't believe in that stuff, but at the same time, like I feel the energy in the stadium, and if there was more people as active as that guy, maybe there'd be more energy on the field.
There's some truth to it. I mean,
Some.
you can feel it. You can feel the stadium pulse,
For
right?
sure.
But I think there's a line. There's a line of where you're being a good fan and you're supporting your team,
And then annoying everyone around you.
and then you're annoying everyone around you, and you're trying to show that you know ball, and you're being an
For sure.
asshole, and
It's a fine line.
you're being annoying.
of
Yeah,
being a passionate fan.
there's a very fine line. It was a good time. It's
Yeah.
a good game. Got a good soft pretzel.
Good hot dog.
Yeah, good dog outside the stadium. A little bit underwhelming. Check out the TikTok
Someone
page.
gave it a 10 out of 10, I saw.
Oh, she was tripping. She was out of her mind.
Everyone started laughing as soon as she said 10 out of
My
10.
friend Nicole, she didn't know what she was talking about. She's not on my level of dog expertise. Let's just say that. LVD Dogs on TikTok. Check that
Follow
out. Best hot dog reviews in the game. Stick with us here on Behind Enemy Lines right here on WSRR Radio.
Hi, this is Melissa,
And hey, it's Matt.
coming at you from Synergy Music Studio.
We are a recording and production studio located on the south side near Chicago.
Check us out online at synergymusicstudio.com. We offer recording, mixing, and mastering.
And follow us on Instagram at Synergy Music Studio. Rock hard.
Hey, Style here, and I want to take a minute to talk to you about Hellbender Vinyl, a proud supporter of local and independent music and a proud supporter of WSRR Radio. Hellbender Vinyl is one of America's most trusted custom vinyl pressing plants. Located in Upper Lawrenceville on Butler Street, Hellbender is Pittsburgh's first and only vinyl record pressing plant and is here to help local bands and artists get their albums onto vinyl. Hellbender Vinyl offers vinyl record pressings to ensure that albums don't just end up as a bunch of ones and zeros floating around somewhere on the internet. So, if you're interested in giving your album a physical release, you can visit hellbendervinyl.com to start the conversation today. Plus, every customer at Hellbender Vinyl receives 5 free test presses to review at no additional cost. Hellbent on quality, hellbent on service, hellbendervinyl.com.
Welcome back to Behind Enemy Lines right here on WSRR Radio. Check out WSRRadio.com. There's some new merch on the website. We got some good Christmas sweaters on there. You mentioned getting into the Christmas spirit earlier on this show, Dom. There's some good Christmas merch there for all of our shows, including Behind Enemy Lines, as well as some other merch there. There's some good looking stuff on there. So check out WSRRadio.com. Support the program, support the station, and support your wardrobe. Get a little bit of merch. You can also support your wardrobe with genericclothes.com. Nobody cares about the details. Get straight to the point at genericclothes.com. And let's get straight to the point on some Cleveland Browns football now. We talked about the Steelers for the first segment of the show. Let's talk about my beloved Browns. Dropping one to the 49ers. Wasn't really too close of a game. I feel like the biggest story out of it is that Myles Garrett got another sack, gets closer to the all-time record, which is good. I really didn't watch much of this game. Shador played in it, obviously, had a downfield touchdown that wasn't a screen, which was interesting. I think that he went out in this game and then came back. I think that he looked decent from the stuff that I've seen. Again, like, I think the fact that stuff's coming out on time is good. He looks decently confident. The coaching staff does not look confident in him, which isn't surprising. The thing that I shouldn't say surprising, but nothing's changed there. The thing that did surprise me, though, was that he went out with an injury and then came back in. I kind of thought that they were just going to take that opportunity to be like, nah, Dylan Gabriel's in. Like, he's playing.
Yeah.
And the fact that they went back to Shador isn't, I don't know if it's encouraging, or if it was like we named him the starter, we're going to play him as the starter, or like, you know what, but I think it's interesting. It's something to look at.
Definitely means something.
The other big news out of the quarterback room is that Deshaun Watson returned to practice this week, so we could be seeing 4, if not this week, maybe next.
Really?
So we'll see what happens. I think that at this point, you know, nothing bad can come out of playing Deshaun Watson for a couple of games. You know, maybe we'll see if he still has anything in the tank. If we can maybe retool around him or Shador. I don't think Dylan Gabriel's the answer for next year. It doesn't look like there's any big quarterbacks in the draft. I feel like I've beat this dead horse the last couple weeks, but I almost don't even really want to talk about the Browns. There's just so little intrigue on them other than the fact that Myles Garrett could break the sack record.
Yeah, that is big. I also saw in a graphic this week, I don't know if it's CBS or Fox, but the Browns are in the hunt.
Oh, yeah.
They're putting that graphic.
They throw anyone in the hunt. Anyone who's not mathematically eliminated is quote-unquote in the hunt, which I think is hilarious.
Yeah. Deshaun Watson, though, I mean, I know like things have never been good with them, but there's a reason why he's always talked about. And there's a reason why it's like a big deal that he's coming back to practice. Like you look at like the best seasons that he had, they're some of the best seasons a quarterback has ever had in NFL history. So it does make sense. But Shador, the way he's playing, like you said, with him going out and then getting put back in, I think it's a sign of confidence. I think it's a sign that Stefanski is starting to, or Shador is starting to grow on Stefanski, I should say, which is good. I think all the guy needs is confidence. Like you said, what can this team be with an offseason? What can this offense look like with a full offseason with Shador practicing with these guys? Like you saw this past weekend, Shador Sanders and Jerry Jeudy fighting on the sideline. Would that happen if they had a full offseason together where they had all these practices together where they could get on the same page? I don't know. But I do think for the Browns right now, it's a tough spot, but Shador Sanders is a bright spot on the offense.
Yeah, and I mean, he's not the only bright spot. All the rookies really have been bright spots. Sampson and Judkins have looked good. Fannin has been awesome. Isaiah Bonds looked a little bit, he's getting more and more into the offense. I think that in a year or two, he can be a solid NFL receiver. Maybe take the top off every once in a while. And it looks like him and Shador have a little bit more of a connection than he had with Gabriel or Flacco, which is good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm really like the brightest point on this team is the defense right now and all of the rookies. Schlesinger looks really good. What's his head from Mason Graham? That's his name.
Yeah.
He looks really good. Fannin looks good. Judkins has looked good, over 100 yards from scrimmage this week. Sampson had the long touchdown last week that showed some serious explosiveness.
Yeah.
It's encouraging. It's encouraging, but there's a lot that needs to be fixed. I saw a TikTok this week of the 4th and 1 that the Browns went for against the 49ers, and they got stopped in the backfield. There was 2 absolute swing and misses from the offensive line, 2 very veteran guys, and Jack Conklin and Joel Bitonio too, where they both like launched at their defensive linemen this is on the same play on a 4th and 1, and they both just got like olayed, a matador?
Yeah.
The guy with the red cape, and ole, made the bull miss. That's how they looked. And it was a huge stop in the backfield for a big loss on a 4th and 1. It looked really, really, really bad. So I think that like the offensive line's obviously a concern. I don't know. I don't really even want to talk about the Browns all that much. It's just such a sad state of affairs, which I've said before on the show.
It seems like a lot of fans kind of feel the same way because I'm looking at tickets right now for Titans versus Browns, which is a big game
which is a game they can
win. Yeah, definitely a game they should win, I think. But it's a game that has huge implications for draft position. But right now, you can get tickets for $7. Tons for $7, tons for $8, tons for $10. So inflation has not hit Cleveland yet. Get in there, watch your Browns, and cheer them on against the Titans this weekend.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess you get to see Shador, you get to see the Alpha Dog uniforms. They're wearing the brown helmets again. You might see Deshaun Watson.
If I wasn't working, $7 to see an NFL game.
I was gonna say. I mean, I
Cam
guess it's
Ward.
worth the price of admission. $7.
say so.
Why not? You will probably get to see Myles Garrett have 2, maybe 3 sacks in this game.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
See someone in a historic season seems like a hell of a deal. I mean, if you're in Cleveland, I mean, we should get a sponsor for this website that sells tickets, but
is it Game Time?
it is Game Time.
Is it?
It is.
Oh, Game Time.
They do have some good deals.
Hit us up.
I mean, last second, it might even get to $5 tickets.
I wouldn't doubt it. They might start giving them out.
They might start giving us a sponsorship for how much we're talking about these tickets.
They might have to go to the Browns might just go to the homeless shelter and start handing out tickets at this point. Why not?
They should.
Fill the stadium.
Yeah, honestly.
At least do some charity work, write it in as a tax write-off, use some of that towards the cap next year or something like that. You all right over there?
Flu game for myself.
That's right. This is a little bit of flu game part 2 for Dominic.
Which Flu Game Part 1 was the #1 episode of Behind Enemy Lines in 2025.
That's right. Our
Spotify
Spotify Wrapped came out.
We'll talk about
for
that a
you.
little
Apple
deeper.
Music came out.
Yeah.
Wrapped. How'd your Wrapped look this year? Did you post it on your Instagram?
I did.
Did
post
you
it.
really?
Yeah.
You're nut. The only thing for my Spotify Wrapped that I almost posted was that it said my listening age was 69.
Yikes.
So I was gonna post that and be like, nice.
Old head.
But yeah, I didn't even care about the oldness. I was just like, nice, 69.
Yeah,
Let's
it's not
go.
bad.
That's tough. It said I liked a lot of 70s music. I was like, I like this a lot.
That's been more what my vibe's been lately. That's the thing. Like by the time it comes out, my music taste has kind of shifted.
Yeah.
So I don't think it really represents my current like listening taste. But
It is interesting, like looking at your Spotify Wrapped to be like, I forgot that phase of music listening for me was this year.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
yeah, like Kendrick Lamar's GNX was up there for me, which didn't even come out this year. I haven't even listened to that in the last few months. But like my top artists of 2025, Kendrick Lamar, #1, back-to-back years. #2 was Clips, who's like a group of Pusha T and Malice, and then Mac Miller, Freddie Gibbs, Tyler the Creator. So it's like Action Bronson. It's all hip hop. But then I look at my top artists for November, and it's just like completely different. It's just like more versatility. Bob Dylan, #1, Tyler the Creator, Kanye, Van Morrison, The Beatles, Travis Scott, John Mayer. That's more what I like. I like the versatility.
You're all over the table there. I like it.
The one for the whole year makes me just look like all I listen to is hip hop. Which
Yeah.
just isn't true.
Yeah, I kind of had the same thing. And I mentioned to you before the show started, like, I feel like my Spotify Wrapped this year didn't mean as much to me because it got skewed from DJ X, the AI DJ
Yeah.
came out this year, right? Was that this year or last year that it came out?
I think it was last year.
It might have been, but I feel
2
like
years ago.
I was using it a little bit at the beginning of this year, and I had created this new playlist that I had been listening to a good amount, and every single time that I used DJ X, it would play the exact same song for the first one, and then like it would play the exact same first 5 songs. And like I was like, all right, like I do like these songs, but like the whole reason I'm using this is for him to put me on and to put like listen to new music. So like I'm not listening to the same 45 songs
For sure.
over and over and over. He wasn't doing that. The algorithm wasn't helping me out.
So they
in
fix that
So
eventually?
I don't know if they did or not. I
You just
stopped
gave
using
up on
them.
it.
I gave up. I said I'm not letting AI control my music listening.
I'm not a Spotify guy, but I was never like into that. Like my friends who use Spotify, he'd like put it on. Like, I don't want to hear this dude talking between songs. Just go to the next song.
I will say at one point, now you can like tell, you can hit a button and like talk to him like it's ChatGPT,
Oh,
and you can
really?
just be like I have a couple times been like, give me a good playlist to work out to, or give me a chill morning playlist, and that's been okay a couple times. I don't use it a ton, but every once in a while I have. One of my #1 playlists at the beginning of this year was the Madden 06 playlist that I had been listening to.
I was gonna kind of say something similar to that. Like, one of my coworkers posted their like Spotify recap, and like their #2 artist was WWE.
Hell yeah.
They're just listening to like wrestlers like theme songs.
They
I guess.
are. That's not bad.
And then they're like,
they're good to listen to work out
that's
to.
what he said.
sometimes.
He like
Yeah.
put a note on there. He's like, this is just for running and work it out. Too, I
Yep.
promise.
The Batista soundtrack or his theme song is spectacular to hit a max bench
Yeah.
set on. It's
But
spectacular.
#2 artist WWE. That was one of
That's
the
great.
craziest things I've seen. And
That's
then
great.
like you see people, and it's like, wow, I'm really surrounded by NPCs in
Yep.
my day-to-day life. The
Me
amount of
and-
Morgan Wallen people is just, oh my god.
Me
Get a
and my
life.
fiance saw a couple people who we were like,
Sorry if you listen to him.
we saw a couple people's stories who we were like, oh man, like
They were going through
these
it.
are just the top 5 most basic.
Yeah.
Like this is the most basic Spotify Wrapped ever.
Yes.
Like no offense, but
If you see like Tate McRae, Sabrina Carpenter,
Oh.
Taylor Swift, Ariana Grande,
you just said
you just know it's the worst possible person.
you just said 3 of the exact 5 that were on one of our
Yeah.
close friends.
Yeah, of
Spotify
course.
Wrapped.
Tate
and I felt
McRae,
bad.
definitely right.
Tate McRae was her
Tate
number
McRae is
1.
the most NPC music ever.
I there's
I've
a couple
only
songs
heard,
like
like,
I
clips.
like pop. I like girly pop music. I ain't gonna lie to you. I like
Sabrina Carpenter's got some good songs.
Yeah, I like Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah.
Like Tate McRae, there's been very few songs where I've been like, all right, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, but I don't really love
I just I've never like actually played her songs, but like I'll see it on Twitter or TikTok or something. I'll be like, I can't understand a word that she's saying.
Like if you told me to name a Tate McRae song right now, I don't know if I could.
Wouldn't be able to.
I feel like there's one something about a car, like that's the name of it. I want to say
tell you.
Diet Coke, but I think that's Addison
That's
Rae.
Addison Rae, yeah. Which I've never heard that song, but
I feel like I've heard
do know
it,
that's her.
but I haven't realized it's that song because I don't even know if she actually says Diet Coke in it, or if she does, it's like you can't really hear it.
I just know her from like that one video where she's getting arrested.
Tate McRae,
Yeah,
where she's naked.
yeah.
I think it was a music
Seen
video.
that on
yeah.
Twitter. Yeah,
Let's check out the Spotify Wrapped for me this year. It wasn't huge. Like I just feel like I don't know what was going on.
wasn't
this
a
year for
banger
me.
this year, huh?
It was not.
I mean,
It
ever
really
since
fell off.
college, my recap has been a lot more weird. I gotta say.
Like my number 1 song was a song by Royal Otis that I know for a fact. I really like Royal Otis, but like I know for a fact that DJ X played that song as the first song that I hit him like multiple times. It said I had
Really?
46 listens to that song this year. I'd say probably 15 of them were from DJ X. And it's like I'm
That's
not even
problem.
really making my own rap.
Yeah, for sure. Someone else created that for
Yeah,
you.
exactly. And then it feels curated.
Back in like 2016, 2017, my car that I had, whenever I'd start it up, it would play the first song in alphabetical order.
Yep.
And so I found this song on Apple Music that was called like A, and it was just silent. There's just no noise. Because whenever I'd start my car, I'd either hear A-Team by Travis Scott or About a Girl by Nirvana, and I'd end up hating those songs after like a few weeks. And so A song was like the top every single year because it
Yeah.
would play in the car as soon as I opened it up.
That's great. Mine was Aeroplane by Red Hot Chili Peppers. That always would come on every time I'd start my car.
And would it start
in
pissing you
high
off
school.
after a certain point?
Well, you just hear. Actually, I'd usually just like immediately skip it, but then some days there was like I'd hear it and I'd be like, I'm gonna listen to it, and I never really got pissed off. But that song's a banger. That song
Yeah.
will get you going.
I definitely, it was definitely About a Girl by Nirvana for the longest time, and now I can't listen to that. It just sounds like
It's
car
tainted
startup
for
music.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not
It
good.
reminds you of like getting in the car in the morning and going
Yes.
going to high school.
Yes, that's the worst. Feeling the absolute worst in the morning.
What do people? What are what are you getting out of posting your Spotify Wrapped on your Instagram?
Well,
Just to like show people like what kind of music you like. I guess.
I like seeing people's stuff
Yeah.
for the most part.
I've never. There are very few that I've stopped and actually looked at.
Well, yeah, like in my head, I like it more, but then when I see it, it actually just makes me more mad than anything.
Yeah, mad.
Yeah,
you get
it's like-
upset.
Well, it's like, wow, these people actually listen to this junk.
Yeah, it changes my opinion on people.
That's
It's
for
never
sure.
changed my opinion on someone for the better. I'll say that.
Probably not.
For the few that I've actually like looked at, there's never been like someone where I've been like, wow, that person's got great music taste. I like that. Like, I'm gonna hang out with them. Or,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
no, that's a
tell
great
them. I'm gonna
point.
slide up and be like, hey, like I have the same, whatever.
Someone slid up on mine and was like, bro, fire. And then he posted his
Really?
later and it was just like Morgan Wallen crap, whatever his name is. I couldn't care less. Guy's the worst. Scum of the earth.
If you
His
post
music's
a,
okay. He's got some catchy songs.
if you post a story, 7 Summers, I like that one. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
that's the only song I'll listen
Chasing
to. Man.
you.
That's a different song, but
Yeah, but that's him too.
yeah.
I like that one. And then that one with Post Malone.
There is a good feeling of what Post Malone. Which
Isn't
one?
he-
Oh, I Had Some Help.
Yeah.
That
I hope we
song
don't get copyright
sucks.
strike by him now.
That song sucks. I'm not gonna
Really?
lie. I hate that.
I like
song.
it in NCAA.
I was gonna say I
band
like the
plays.
drumline cover of it in NCAA.
I do like it
better.
I do like it more, but both I'm like, all right, I can sing this.
Yeah,
I can bob my head.
I think anyone could sing it. That's the thing. I don't. Does he like really even have a good voice?
I don't think it's like super impressive. The thing that's bonkers to me is like people would be like, my number one album this year was Morgan Wallen, and it's an album that has 37 songs on it. Sorry, I may have just busted your eardrums with that, but I'm just so.
No, that was me. I accidentally snapped the stand
Oh,
off this.
no.
Sorry.
I saw a big peak. But anyways, Morgan Wallen, his last album is 37 songs. Like that's not art. That's just throwing crap at a wall and hoping it sticks.
Something sticks.
It defeats the whole purpose of music to me.
My number one album this year, you know what it was?
What's that?
This just shows that I don't really listen to like entire albums. Was Swag by Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
Just because I was
That was
like,
a pretty
Jay
good album,
Biebs
though.
dropped an album, I gotta listen to it. And I think I listened to it like 2 or 3 times
Yeah.
through.
That was worth listening. I
And-
definitely wasn't listening to albums enough this year.
No, I don't think. Is the album dead? Not dead, but like I feel like very few people listen to an album fully through.
I love the idea of an album like as a piece of art.
Yeah.
Like as like a cohesive thing. Because some albums are just perfect because of everything around it. Yeah. All
Speaking
the Beatles
of-
albums are so good.
Speaking of music and supporting music, you guys can go to WSRradio.com and also vote for Artist of the Year.
Yeah.
December has started, so that's up. We got some great local artists on there, so make sure you check that out and support local artistry and local bands with your vote. I know I voted. Dom, I hope you did as well.
Oh,
So
yeah.
get your guys' votes in, and we'll have that award, our WSRR Radio Artist of the Year.
I'm not going to tell you who I voted for either.
No, it's
I
a
will
silent.
not.
It's a silent ballot.
Yeah.
The way that the U.S. government should be.
That's right.
Silent ballot.
Yes.
I think that in our last 40 seconds of this segment, I'll get political. I think that the fact that people like love talking about what they are, like Republican or Democrat, has ruined the election, hasn't it? Because like, isn't it?
bit.
I remember in school learning like it's a silent election. You're not supposed to, like, you can because you have freedom of speech, but you're really not supposed to tell people like who you voted for,
Yeah, I mean,
because then it like cultivates hate between one another and
I agree with that.
disconnected.
Like,
And
I mean,
feel like
I
that's
think I've-
obviously done that.
I think I've said on this show before, but like people last 10 years, it just because they become more fans than anything of
Yeah.
parties. But also like the people who put signs on their yards are just the worst people
Yeah.
ever.
And then you're such a fan that then you don't want to be proven wrong, so then
Yeah.
you'll just vote no matter what they run on.
Like if you want to put a
But-
sign in your yard to let everyone know how you feel, it's just, I think it's bonkers.
only
Unless you have like
sign
a
you should be-
personal relationship to the
Yeah,
person.
the only sign you should be putting in your yard is like maybe
Subscribe to
WSRradio.com sign, support, behind enemy lines.
Or maybe just a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas sign, maybe your favorite local artist from WSR Radio's Artist of the
Yeah.
Year. Stick with us through this last break right here on Behind Enemy Lines.
What's the difference between the shirt you're currently wearing and the one that I am? Well, both do their job of concealing us from the outside world and social boundaries. But one little black swoosh makes yours cost nearly double. That red rectangle may not change how warm you are, but it certainly changes the price tag. The truth is, nobody cares about the details. Get to the point with GenericClothes.com. Have a laugh at the big brand clothing company's expense with shirts that simply say sports team, political statement, music band, and more. A shirt for any occasion and the perfect gift. GenericClothes.com.
Welcome back to Behind Enemy Lines right here on WSRR Radio, brought to you by Hellbender Vinyl. Hellbender is Pittsburgh's first and only custom vinyl record pressing plant, one of America's most trusted record pressing plants. It's perfect for local and independent artists who want to take their album release to the next level. Don't settle for a bunch of ones and zeros floating around the internet. Have a physical album release with Hellbender Vinyl. Hellbent on quality, hellbent on service, hellbendervinyl.com. In our last segment, we're going to revisit the overs and unders for total team wins that we picked at the beginning of the season. There's some interesting lines on here.
I'm
some
already
of them
seeing some bad ones.
are getting close, and you have some bad picks that
I'm
you
already
had.
seeing one very rough one.
So we can start from the very bottom. Saints, we both said under 5.5. They're 2-10 right now. I think that's
Sitting pretty.
That's a pretty good
I
bet.
think that might be a lock.
Giants we both said over 5.5. They're at 2-11.
Yikes. Not the best. I think in that episode, I might have to go back and revisit, but I think I was trying to convince you under in that episode.
Well,
But
I said,
eventually,
see,
I agree,
you're looking at
so.
this, and there are 3 teams that were set at 5.5: the Saints, the Giants, and the Browns.
Uh-huh.
And I said that one of them had to be over.
Yes. You did
And
say that.
I said it was going to be the Giants. You said it was going to be the Browns. The Browns are currently
3-9.
3-9, and
Not possible, I don't think, but
they have a win, a possible win this week against the Titans.
yeah.
So they could go to
4.
4-9.
But then after that, how they
They'd
get
have to
those
win
other
out.
2 wins.
They'd
Yeah.
have to win out.
Yeah.
I don't think that's
It's a little
happening.
tricky.
So I said under. You said over for the Browns, though.
Yeah. So you were all over that. We both said Panthers under 6.5, which we've already lost. They're 7
They're
and
at
6.
7-6. A little bit of surprise for
I
them.
should have trusted Tet.
Yeah, that's your
Should've
man.
trusted.
That's your man. And Bryce, I should have trusted Bryce Young. I love Bryce Young. What he's got going on right now is fun. They got a good defense. They could be a team to look out for next year. I don't think right now that they're second behind the Buccaneers in their division. That division's one of the weakest in football, other than the Buccaneers. Really, they're 7-6. The Bucs are 7-5. We'll see what happens there come playoff time. But that one was pretty interesting. The Titans also were at 6.5, which shocks me. They're at 1 win right now.
Yeah.
We both said under, so
They're
that one's
all
looking
over that
good.
one.
Jets were 6.5 as well, and we both said over, which
Yikes.
hurts to look at. That really hurts to look at.
The
As
next
they
one might
are,
hurt even more, though, Lucas.
the Jets are currently at
Or, sorry, not the next
3-9. The Jaguars were set at 7-5.
Which we hit. They
which
got
we
8
both
wins.
said over. That's a big hit. This one is tough to look at. The Colts are the next one on our list. We're at 7-5. We both said the under.
Yeah.
And no one expected Daniel Jones, the renaissance of
Yeah.
Daniel Jones.
No one really saw that one coming, but looking back, 7.5. Like, for this team to get 8 wins, I don't think it was too crazy. I think we should trust them there, but we were off on that one. The next one, though, Raiders under 7.5. All over that one. Only 2 wins on the season so far, 2-10. Dolphins under 7.5. This one's going to be interesting, but they're 5-7 right now. I don't think they'll get to 8 wins.
I don't think they're getting to 8. They do play the Jets this week, though, which should be a win for them. I would think they could and should win that one.
Yeah.
The Falcons are the next one at 8.5, which we both said over. They're at 4-8 right now. That's not happening.
Yeah, I don't really know what we were thinking on that one. Now, if you would have said after the Falcons-Bills game this year, I would have been feeling good about that over.
Yeah.
But ever since then, it's been...
I mean, they've been up and
Uphill
down.
battle.
Penix has been hurt for the last couple of weeks. Kirk's come back in. Big news out of Atlanta. Dylan Drummond signed to the active
That's
roster. Has had 5 catches over the last 3 weeks. Big
In
time
action.
stat line
Let's go.
for Dylan Drummond. So keep an eye on him. Might be a fantasy deep sleeper.
Yeah.
If you keep your eyes on him. Another deep sleeper, David Sills the 5th for that team.
Oh, yeah.
Scored 2 touchdowns in 2 weeks.
Dynasty pick.
So yeah, look out for that guy. He's a little bit older on the spectrum, I think, than Dilly is. But anyways, they got an interesting receiver room there. After you get past Drake London and Darnell Mooney, it's a pretty fun crew.
It is.
It's not too bad to watch. The Cowboys. You said over 8.5, and I said under. They're currently at 6-5-1. That could be an interesting one. They're playing the Lions this week, which could be an interesting game.
Yeah.
I think that right now the Lions are favored. They're only at 7-5, which jumping ahead a little bit. They were set at 10.5, and we both said over.
Yikes.
Which is a lot of wins
That
to
is.
get.
That was a tough one, but the Lions looked so dominant last year. It seemed like they were still like keeping up with that momentum.
Jeez, I'm
they
looking
had.
at the end of this list, and we said over on way too many high number teams.
We
but
went a little crazy.
We did.
But this is just for next year, so we give the people locks. This is just so
That's right.
We get a baseline here.
Yeah, sure.
But Cowboys over an 8.5. I still think it's possible. I think that tie, if they won that one, it would have been a lot different. So
Yeah.
it's rough. Bears under 8.5. This one hurts for me. I don't know what I was thinking. I believed in Caleb Williams. I believed in Ben Johnson, but we both said under 8.5 here.
Yeah, and they're at 9-3 right now.
Yeah. So we both lost
And
that
in
one.
first place in the division. Now they got a big matchup against the Packers this week, who are
Huge.
8-3-1. That could be, first place in the division territory. Patriots were at 8.5, and we both said under for them as well.
No, Lucas, you said over.
Oh, did I?
You
Let's
were
go.
all over that.
11-2.
That was the first one that caught my eye. Just could not have been more wrong on that one. And I admit that.
All right. Steelers, 8.5. We both said over. They're at 6-6 right now. It's still alive, but
I
with
don't
the
think it's gonna happen.
way things have been going, it does look pretty off the table. Something could turn around, but
It'll be very,
it's
very close.
I mean, you look at Mike Tomlin and the winning record, the 9-8 story that is
Yeah.
Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, we thought that was a lock.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think it's, again, I feel like it could happen that he's a very, is this really going to be the first year that he doesn't have a winning season?
Why not?
I don't know.
Very well could be the way this team's playing.
Seahawks were at 8.5 as well. We both said over for that one, correct?
Yeah, and they smashed.
And they're
that.
at 9-3 right
Pretty
now,
good.
so we're looking pretty on that. Cardinals under 9.5. They're at 3-9. I can't believe
that's an absurd line.
that the Cardinals were at 9.5. Yeah, what a gift of a line that was.
Should have bet the house on that one.
Bengals were at 9.5 as well. This one's a little bit skewed. You can't really blame us too much. They're 4-8. Obviously, we didn't see Joe Burrow coming down. And actually, I think I remember on that episode, I said, if Joe Burrow goes down, though, they're looking rough. And you said, well, you can say that for every team. And I said, yeah, but he's got the history a little bit. Now he's got even more injury history.
It's all things to consider next year.
That's right,
when we
which
make our
contributed me
locks.
shipping him off in fantasy. Broncos, you said under 9.5.
I did.
And I said over. They're currently at 10-2.
Yeah, I'm a Sean Payton hater, low-key Bo Nix hater. Again, I was wrong. I admit it. Patriots and Broncos, the two best teams in the AFC, and I fumbled it. So I apologize. But Lucas, he knows ball.
Hey, what can I
he
say?
Knew the over-unders.
I try.
Packers, though, over 9.5 for both of us. That
They're
one's
8-3-1.
and I feel good about that
Yeah,
one.
I
think
do
they'll
too.
Get to 10.
I do too. And I think that they could very well win this game against the Bears. And then they got a couple more. I can't believe they lost to the Browns early in the season. That's just such a huge blemish on their record. The Texans at over 9.5, we both had, correct?
Yeah,
They're
I
at
don't know.
7-5.
I don't know why I did that.
They've gotten better in the last, I feel like in the second quarter of the season, they got a lot better. And I think that their defense looks really good.
For sure.
We'll see. What is it? It's at 9.5, right? They're at 7-5.
Yeah, they got to heat up here, and they're doing good right now.
It's
so I
there
wouldn't be
for the
surprised.
taking, but that's a tough road ahead. Chargers under 9.5. We both said they're at 8-4 right now.
And at the beginning, first 5 weeks of the season, you would have said they would have smashed that. But right now, we're still alive.
They got a big game this week, I think, against the Eagles on Monday night. So that could be a very losable one. Vikings under 9.5. We both hit that on the head.
Nice.
Buccaneers over 9.5. They're 7-5 right now. That's still alive.
That was my lock at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, which I still think it is. I still think it's there for the taking. The
Yeah, it's
Commanders
possible.
under 9.5. We hit that on the head. Of
Nice.
course, Jaden Daniels going down helped a lot.
Sophomore slump.
That's right. Rams under 10.5. That one doesn't look as good right now for us.
9-3
as they're
right
9-3, and Matt Stafford's playing some of the best ball of his career.
Yeah.
Lions over 10.5, 7-5. They're going to need to do some serious getting together here at the end of the season. 49ers under 10.5. We hit that, right? What are they at right now? They're at 9-4, so maybe I shouldn't say we hit that.
That honestly
might be a
surprised
little
me.
premature.
When you think of that team, I don't think of them as being that successful
Yeah.
this season. But that just shows how good that division is, everyone except the Cardinals. But I still feel kind of decent about that 49ers one.
We'll keep looking at these lines. Stick with us through the end of the season to see which ones hit, which ones miss. Behind enemy lines, these are the lines for the season. Thank you guys for listening to WSRR Radio.
Peace.
The preceding program was a sponsored production. The views, claims, and ideas expressed may not represent those of WSRR Radio.